if the soil's continually grown without putting things back, it gets depleted with all the food that's available to the plant is gone, and the soil eventually dies, right? And you can't grow anything. There's parts of this planet that you can't grow anything anymore because it's been depleted. All the goodness has gone out of it. So one of the ways we feed the soil is on the home garden is in the old days, your granddad's time, your dad's time, they dig everything back into the soil. When you cut a cauliflower, for instance, you got all the leaf left over, the roots and that. You pick the beans, after the beans, everything, the plant left over. You dig that back into the soil in the old days. Right? That's what your dad's generation, your granddad's generation did. Today, some people take everything away. Especially some of those supposedly organic, strange ideas. They take everything away, then they go waste money buying compost. But that's not the same as what we say, the organic matter. Organic in this sense means everything that's ever lived. Okay, that's what that means in organic matter in this context. That's why I say in the context of what we're talking about is organic matter, and it goes back in the soil and it rots. And then it becomes part of the soil again, right? And there's a lot of things in the soil that's like fungus, and little animals and that, tiny little things, microscopic things in there, and they all are part of the soil. If you deplete the soil, all those things die out and the soil becomes dead and sterile. And that's what I'm trying to get people to do. In market gardening and farming, we rotary hoe everything back in the soil. We don't cut it away. Organic matter back into the soil. It decomposes, becomes part of the soil, feeds microbial life in the soil, fungi and all those little things. And feed the worms, of course, as well. They decompose, become part of the soil, feed microbial life in the soil, little micro things. Feed the worms. So that's the two related. That's why I put the two together, one after another. And the worms lose the soil by moving through tunneling through the soil. They eat soil, and when pass through them, that soil is, like what they call it, worm tea and worm, the stuff that you waste money buying from worm farms. Worm droppings. There's another word for it, I can't think of it. Right? Okay. And soil passing through the worm is rich in nitrogen.
相当于就是首先三条这刚才说了，这是肥料是吧？然后这是变成了土壤的一部分可以，然后它是以有机的方式，然后这俩是一样的实际，这俩就是各种各样的什么刚才霉菌啊，这是小虫子之类的，可以把土壤给喂了。然后这个呢是它可以丰富这个蚯蚓，这算蚯蚓。土壤太干的话它不喜欢，土壤太湿也不喜欢，土壤太酸也不喜欢，土壤太碱也不喜欢。
You shouldn't need to worry too much about that in the home garden if you haven't been doing anything silly.
Don't worry.
Well, it should not be a problem in most cases, Because the worms and the plants, they have a tolerance level. It doesn't mean you have to be exactly there. I think most soil in your home garden should be alright. So don't worry too much about that. Well, I'm just explaining about what worms like and what they don't like. It shouldn't be a problem. But these two, it's a bigger problem. And these two you can fix by doing correctly what the last two subjects we talked about.
又回到刚才那课题了，这是很关键的，土的湿和干，这是非常关键的。一会儿刚才咱上面提那个两个话题，知道吧？松土是很重要的，这个干湿非常重要，非常重要。
These two you can control up to a certain extent. Right, under normal condition you can control those two by doing what you learn. The worms are very tough, they don't die that easy, but if it's too dry they dry out, and if it's too wet they drown. Well, it's actually they don't really drown, I read somewhere. What happens, when it wets, the earthworm come to the surface to escape the water underneath, you know, when your lawn is saturated. What happens is, when the rain goes through the soil, it gets depleted, it loses oxygen, and the worms come up to the surface. Organic stuff, that's again in the context of organic, not the organic movement, but the organic materials that we use. So those are some of the good things you can use. There's many others you can use. Blood and bone is probably the most common, especially the old ones. And you need to try and avoid the chemical fertilizers. There are many others you can use, but that's just some of them. Right? They feed the soil, and they feed the microbial life. But in the old days, the market gardeners used to rely on blood and bone and superphosphate, mostly, in the old days, before the chemical fertilizers come in. But now, a lot of them rely on chemical fertilizer, which does not grow healthy plants like blood and bone does. And I'm talking by experience now.